the interview we've all been waiting for. People are lined up. People's ears are to the earphones all the way from the panhandle of Florida to the state line is Dave Reynolds. Coach, it is great to see you back up here.
Tim and Brannon, great to see you guys. What a difference 30 years makes in Dawson County.
We got lights. You can see the field.
Tim, can you tell an old radio voice when you hear one? Many folks know this man as coach. Some know him as administrator. Some know him as Mr. Reynolds, the teacher. The radio world remembers him as Disco Daddy Dave Reynolds. Of course, I simply remember him and will always know him simply as Coach. And Coach, what an honor it is to have you with us here tonight.
Well, Brannon, it's an honor to be here. Like I stated before, this is a magnificent facility Dawson County has now. In the last 30 years, they've come a long, long way. 90 players dressed out.
That's right.
How many, y'all have 30?
We had 30.
Sometimes all of those weren't eligible, too.
That's the truth. But, I'll never forget the time I had here. I'll never forget the young men that played for me, the coaching staffs that we had, Steve Johnson, Bruce Pilgrim, William Howington, Cliff Hurd.
That's right.
All have joined me in retirement.
Oh, yeah. And, Cliff's down in Thomas County. Him and Denise, they follow us on Facebook, I know.
Living the good life.
Cliff's in Thomas. He's in Thomas County.
We're going to get a selfie in here while you're talking. Come on here, Brannon.
All right, guys. And I've certainly enjoyed my 35 years in Georgia as a teacher and a coach and administrator, and retired to the Panhandle. And
living the good life.
Living the good life, and got a little bored, and 5 years ago volunteered to substitute at a local middle school, and next thing I knew, I was an administrator.
Back in the game.
Back in the game, and retired after 5 years there. And back in the saddle coaching.
Yeah, what about those knee-high socks you had on a couple of weeks ago?
I told the guys that I coached with that I was going to be retro. I couldn't find the old bike shorts. I didn't make them anymore, the spot-built shoes, but I had to get the high socks.
That'll work.
I may have a pair of bikes in the closet or some throwbacks.
But it's fun working with middle school students, and I appreciate the opportunity that it gave me to do that. And so it's fun.
Well, have you run into Mayor down there?
I got a text from Jeff saying that he had a hard day and couldn't make it tonight.
Oh, okay. He was texting us tonight, said he's going to be tuning in, so he's listening in.
All right, Jeff, how are you, buddy? I appreciate everything that he did in wrestling. What a wrestler he was, along with a lot of other folks that here at Dawson County. I noticed some names out there, Brumbelow, Samples. I heard LeBaron last week. He must be injured this week. And quite a performance in the first half.
They look pretty good.
White County's moving the ball. They're running an unbalanced line. I don't know if you guys noticed that. They're running unbalanced, and they're running.
Stick a headset on and we'll bring it back.
They're running to the unbalanced side 90% of the time. So.
Well, I know you was up here a couple years ago, and kicking myself for not getting you up here then. It was like, where's the wrestling? Wait a minute. That was Dave Reynolds. We should get him on. And the next thing I knew, time was beyond us. I think you'd already left. But I'm glad, we got you up here tonight and everything. And reflecting back on those days, you had this kid at a quarterback in that 7-2-1 season. That was the first winning football season on a full varsity schedule. And everybody started believing we can play football around here.
They did. And like you said, we had 30 players on the team. Brannon was a 4-year starter at quarterback. Had a little running back that was 5'5" and 132 pounds named Robert Cox.
Yeah.
And we had an Iron Man football team.
Yeah.
They never came off the field.
Yeah.
Brannon punted, and Milt Chester ran fullback, then had to play quarterback.
That's right.
And it was just a wonderful experience to win. We had a move-in named Joe Cooley who picked off 7 or 8 passes. Never played football before.
He played softball, travel softball with us too.
That's right.
And those guys, I'll never forget that. I have that picture of that team. I had it the last 5 years in my office.
Coach, does it seem like 30 years ago? I often tell folks it doesn't seem like I graduated last year. It seems like it was about 2 years ago, but time flies. Does it seem like 30 years to you as active as you've been with administrations?
It really doesn't. I started in 1975 at Villa Rica High School, and the time has just gone by so fast, it's hard to believe that I've been in education or was in education for 41 years.
Well, I mean, I seen you retiring. I'm thinking, wait a minute, he's not old enough for that. Wait a minute, I'm close to retiring. Wait a minute, but it's I can remember that year so much because I remember helping out on the chain crew, and that's when everybody really started getting involved with it. And I remember like it was yesterday over at Fairmount when we were 48 to something there, and in hand you come wandering down sort of toward my direction. I said, Coach, put another one up there. We want to score 50. He goes, we're not going to be very good next year. And then you went into administration, and that was a loss for us. But
I did. I went down to Forsyth County and then eventually went down to South Forsyth High School. Became the athletic director and assistant principal there. But
that place has changed, hasn't it?
I went by the school today. I didn't recognize one building.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's, reflecting back on that 7-2-1 season, I still think Brannon scored on the quarterback sneak. He had the white line across his stomach, but they didn't give it to us. Playing Jefferson, AA school, we were single A powerhouse, Jack Keene coaching.
Legendary
Jack Keene. And we even got some revenge against Copper Basin, Tennessee.
That's exactly right.
First win probably against Copper Basin.
Laid it on Decula for, remember that beating that we took as a ninth grader here at home, 51 to 7.
Yes, I remember that.
We got a little revenge down there on them.
Did.
The foundation was laid early on in those 4 years, and you guys were just a wonderful group of men taking a group of boys and trying to teach us to be men, not just football players, but telling us year after year, game after game, week after week, hey, you keep working, it'll pay, and it paid off. And not only with that record that we had, but things that we took with us that we've been able to apply in everyday life. Yep. Now, when it's all said and done, it's blocking, tackling, throwing, catching, running, and kicking the football. But, Coach, what is the one thing that just catches your attention, the most difference between a high school game today versus what we did back in the 80s?
And not taking anything away from you guys, but the athleticism.
Yeah.
The athleticism of the kids today, good prenatal care. I don't know what it is, but these kids are so much bigger, faster, and stronger. My son Chris is here tonight. He was 6'2", graduated in 07 from Paulding County High. He played linebacker, played college baseball, and he mentioned to me a while ago, he said, Dad, these guys are so much bigger and better and faster and stronger than I was at that point in time.
Yeah, back in, when I played back in the 70s, we were not health conscious. I mean, I don't know if it's social media or the internet where you can study and learn how to be faster, stronger. We didn't have any of that back in the 70s, and it just continued to evolve. And and I think back about that. That was such a fun year that year. We beat Union County too that year, I think.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah,
in overtime. Yeah, on a punt return.
We beat Banks in overtime.
Penetration.
Yeah,
and it just propelled something. Had a tough year.
We beat Union with about 2 yards of offense in the second half, but that defense that we had, we'd punt it deep and bend but not break. You guys taught us that, and we quoted it back one to another throughout the game. Hey, bend but don't break. Hang in there. Bend but don't break.
Beat them on punt return.
That's right.
Special teams.
That's right.
Special teams.
Coach, you tune into us some, don't you?
Yes, I do. I really do.
And we're glad that you do. I mean, that's the reason we do this, so people can try to stay in touch. And what do you think when you heard Brannon on the air?
When I heard Brannon on the air the first game of the season over at Chattooga, I said, my goodness. I said, that young man has done so well. And all my former players have done so well. And I'm so proud of them. And thank you for the kind of words saying that we taught you more than football.
Hey, you did. You did.
And that's what coaching was all about, because football is life.
Yeah,
teamwork, stick-to-itiveness, working hard, trying to strive for goals. And that's what it's all about, guys. And tonight, Dawson County shining 25-0 at the half.
You can make a poster out of what he just said.
We can sell that. We can sell that.
On the sports link, we'll make a video or something. Things about football. It's about life,
It is. It's about life.
Well, Coach, thank you very much.
Guys, it's been a genuine pleasure.
It's great to see you.
Coach, honor to have you with us tonight.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And
that's a wrap for the BK Sports Halftime Show. Thanks once again to Coach Reynolds, Diamond Dave, Disco Dave, whatever.
Disco Dave.
DDR. It is Coach Reynolds. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Just seconds away from the second half kickoff here. We'll see if we can run a commercial and maybe we can get something to drink here. It's 25-0, about to kick off the second half on the North Georgia Sports Link.
Favorite team. Whether you wear maroon or purple, BK Sports doesn't discriminate. Looking for embroidery or screen print? BK Sports will custom embroider and screen print for your team or business. BK Sports also sells letterman's jackets, team shoes, uniforms, bats, gloves, football equipment, and really too much to talk about. So just hurry in today. BK Sports, located on the square in downtown Dawsonville, 706-265-HITS.